How to add video transitions between two clips inside DaVinci Resolve. First, let's just go here to workspace and reset user interface layout so that we can see the same thing. Now come here to effects. You can even close the media pool if you want. Click on video transitions, and here we have the transitions. If you hover over them and move your mouse left and right, you can see the transition, how it will look. Go to the next one, move it to the left and right, and see how it will look. So that is the video transition. If you want, you can click on this button and it will show only one window. And you can drag the transition and drop it between two clips. Let's say there onto the center, and you can preview it if you want. It looks like that. If you zoom in, Alt and scroll up, there is the transition. I applied the transition only to the video because I don't have any audio. So let's just delete that one, click on it and delete. You can add the transition in a different manner. You can simply right click here, either from the center or from the right side or from the left side. Let's just use the center. Right click there, add let's say 14 frames of cross dissolve. And there you have it, the transition between the two clips was added. That one is the transition. Okay, this was a cross dissolve. Let's just delete it, because cross dissolve is set as default. This red line shows that that one is the default one. If I use let's say this as default by right clicking on it and set as standard transition, then the red line will appear here. Now that's the default transition, and now if I right click between those two clips and add let's say 14 frames, now it doesn't say cross dissolve, but now it mentions arrow iris, just like this one. So now that transition was set as default. If it's jumping to those vertical lines, then disable this one which is snapping, and now you can freely move your mouse and see that transition. If the transition is not smooth enough, then here at playback, proxy handling, set it to prefer proxies. Of course, you have to generate proxies first by using this proxy generator from Blackmagic, and then you can use that proxies. Okay, another thing, if I delete this one and use let's say that cross dissolve, set it as default, right click and cross dissolve. Now this has a weird thing. Let's explain that also. If I move it there, notice these trees start fading in. We have a double image. We have a tree up here and a tree down there. And then if I go further to the right, the image suddenly changes. So there's a big change, and then it is fading out. So it's not a smooth transition, there's a hard change in this image here at the center. Now to fix that, click on that transition, come here to the inspector, and the transition, out of these three, don't use the center one as it is now. It is in the center between the left and the right clips, but use the right one. So I sent the transition here to the right side, to the right clip. And now it looks different. Now we have only that fade in. There is no hard change in the image. So this image remains as it is, and only the second clip is faded in. So it's much smoother. Let's delete this one, backspace or delete. You can add a transition in a different manner. You can either select the clips and press Alt+T on the keyboard, but that has the disadvantage that it adds transitions to all of the places, to the end and to the beginning of the other clips also, not just between them. So let's just undo it and simply left click there, it's highlighted, and Alt+T, and now only here it's added. And send that also to the right side. And that's it in a nutshell about video transitions.